the name of Allah, the beneficent and merciful. All praise due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the beneficent and merciful. So, Master, day of judgment which we now live, He alone we serve, He alone teach Allah in the name. O Allah, guide us on the right path. Rather those on whom thou hast all thy favors, not on those on whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say they Allah's most God. Allah's He of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begets not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none deserve to be served or praised except Allah, who came in the first master throughout Muhammad. And I bear witness that down the light of Muhammad, that you serve the last apostle. Like to acknowledge brothers and sisters that sent us the greetings of Assalamu alaikum. We have Brother Mutabir Ali from New Jersey. We have Brother Muhammad Salim Bey from Oakland, California. We have Sister Badia Muhammad from Hawaii. And we have the Rafiq family. I like to say in the name of Allah, who came in the first master Muhammad, and in the name of the last greatest messenger, most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'd like to greet the brothers and sisters within the nation of Islam, community words of peace and peace. We want to continue on our talk with which one will survive the war of Armageddon. We want to continue and pick up where we left off last week with Mr. Muhammad Rasool and Mr. James Bogans. We want to clear up the falsehoods that the nation of Islam did not grow until Malcolm X. We want to start with the August 20th, 1942 Anniston Star. And the first thing that we must realize about these old newspapers is that these articles was written in many cities throughout the country. Like you have a Detroit news article that originated in Detroit, but other cities around the country will print that same article. So what happened in Detroit was spread and reported around the country. So these articles that was written about the messenger was articles that was written about the messenger that was spread all across the country. So this particular newspaper was the Anniston Star, and the date is August 20th, 1942. And the title of the article is Allah's or Temple of Allah fan racial hatred in 4 American cities. And it got a picture of the sign that was on the temple. It says, "The days of judgment are here. Come to Islam. Save yourself from the wrath of God, Allah, on America." Then it has meetings. Wednesday evenings at 8 p.m., Friday at 8 p.m., and Sunday at 3 p.m. That was the time. So I'm going to start in the middle of the article. It says, Bogans, talking about the messenger. It says, Bogans' rendezvous with destiny has expanded into a pretty fair-sized cult, with temples of Allah and universities of Islam in Washington, Chicago, Detroit, and Milwaukee. It says membership runs into the thousands. All praise to Allah. This was 1942. A long time before Malcolm. But when you listen to these Afrocentric brothers, and these what they call themselves, these brothers that practice this African spirituality, they like to say that before Malcolm, it was only like 500 people. You even had Baby Shabazz say that. And then she added extra emphasis on her 500, talking about it was mostly senior citizens. Where did they get that number? Like nothing that's recorded about, because the information on the messenger is easily accessible if you want to know. It's not like you have to dig or search to find this history. And most times these brothers be historians, like John Henry Clark. If it's anybody who disrespected the messenger, it was John Henry Clark. John Henry Clark was jealous of the messenger. John Henry Clark, in all of his writings on Africa, he would always try to prove the messenger's writings to be wrong. He even, one time on there's an interview with him on YouTube. It's called John Henry Clark on Malcolm X. Now he says that he was Malcolm X's friend. He said he first met Malcolm X in 1958. He says that Malcolm X taught things on Africa that Elijah Muhammad couldn't even dream of. That's what he said. Because he was trying to say that he was giving Malcolm these documents on Africa. He was giving it to him. So he's saying that Malcolm X was speaking points on Africa that the messenger couldn't do. So what you saying then? Since you saying that you was giving Malcolm X this information on Africa, so you think you wiser than him? That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. But when we look at the history, it says that during the time of the messenger in 1942, it says that there was university, there was temples of Allah and universities of Islam in Washington, Chicago, Detroit, and Milwaukee. Membership runs into the thousands, and the creed is simple. It teaches complete hatred and ultimate destruction of the white man, with the Jap as potential liberator. And back in the 40s, they used to call the Japanese Japs. That's like calling us niggas. They used to print it, the Japs. They used to have all of this propaganda of the war, having these cartoons of the Japanese with big teeth. You know, talking about the Japs. So in this article, they saying that complete hatred and ultimate destruction of the white man with Jap as potential liberator. America is turned a wilderness to be civilized by Allah's brood when the last white man has been exterminated. Then they said this all seemed rather amusing at first. So when they first saw the messenger, it was funny. It was a joke. Look at these niggas talking about the destruction of the white man, calling the white man the devil. At first. Right. Then they said, but the American chapter of Islam has become less fun. It says in the eyes of the FBI, since several members of the cult were convicted of draft dodging, what apparently was a harmless, fancy-dressed religious group now assumes the characteristics of a first-class hate organization. First class. This was before Malcolm. Right. This was when the messenger's name was J. Bogans. Right. This was when he was going by the name of Muhammad. Right. This is who they writing about. That's right. They not writing about Eli. They writing about Mr. Bogans. The messenger making a name for Bogans. Right. So how they say that before Malcolm it was only 500 people? Right. So they said, and Gullum Bogans himself has just been indicted by a federal grand jury for draft evasion. The cold viciousness of the cult's hatred of the white is startling. They said the cold viciousness of the cult's hatred for the white is startling, to say the least. Turban members stare icily at all whites. Contemptuous evasion keynotes all dealing with the opposite race. This, all praises due to Allah. This was August 20th, 1942. Now we got another article, and this was in June 1st, 1942 Newsweek. Now this time they're talking about Muhammad Rasool. They're not talking about J. Bogans. They're talking about Muhammad Rasool. Let's see what they said about Muhammad Rasool. They said Muhammad Rasool, a Georgia Negro with somewhat vague antecedents, was jailed in Washington last week for failing to register for the draft. But behind the arrest was more than a case of draft dodging. To the FBI, Rasool is top man in a sect of anti-white Negro Muslims. They didn't call us Muslims then, we was Muslims. Right. They said Negro Muslims who draft evasion stretched from Washington to Milwaukee. And federal agents were investigating the possibility of a Japanese propaganda link with anti-white organizations operating here. Now we're going to skip through some of this. The whole article is good and interesting to read, but we're going to get to a part that I really like. It says, they talking about the University of Islam and an incident they had with some Muslims at the University of Islam. They said the university, a ramshackle abandoned store in the heart of a Negro section, first made the limelight when a routine juvenile court investigation charged Mr. and Mrs. Thomas View with failure to keep their child in school. It says the Views arrived in court flanked by 50 stalwart Negro mobsters. Now let's just look at how they describe the Muslims. They didn't say they just walked in the court. It says the View arrived in court flanked by 50 stalwart Negro. What's flank? That's a military term when you say flank. That ain't just walking in. They said they was flanked. So look what flank means. It says to be situated on each side or on one side of something or someone. It says guard or strengthen a military force or position from the side. It says guard or strengthen. So the Views walked up in court with 50 brothers and sisters, and the white man wasn't ready for that. All praise to Allah. They didn't walk up in court like, oh man, what's going to happen? They walked up in court like they was in the military. Like they was some soldiers. The Views, brothers and sisters. So what does stalwart mean? It says stalwart is a loyal, reliable, and hard-working supporter or participant in an organization or team. This is the words they use to describe the followers of the message. And this is what we should look at when we read these articles. Look at the words that they use to describe the FYMGT. They didn't use ordinary words like these brothers was church members. These was the deacon board coming down to support one of their members. They were talking military talk to describe Muslims. Every time they described the FOI, they were talking about the elite Muslim forces, the karate trained. They didn't never talk about the FOI like these was just some niggas selling newspapers. Never. Every time, even in the 30s and the 40s, when they talked about the brothers when they came down to the Detroit City Police Department, 500 Muslims. Can you imagine that? This was 34. 500 Muslims. So then they go on even further in the article and says, at the hearing, the parents refused to send the child to school of the Caucasian devils, whose teachers meant slavery and death. They were held in contempt. The 50 brethren demanded to be jailed with them. So all 50 of them like, no, if you're going to lock them up, lock us all up. That's how they went in 1942. Allah praise to Allah. This was a long time ago now. Where was Malcolm X? Since they've been talking about before him, Muslims, you know, it was only 5 senior citizens. And then they try to make it seem like the militancy came from Malcolm X. When they had a Malcolm X movie, they show that part that they like to hype up when Malcolm X went down to the police station and, you know, he waved his hand and all that before I just left. But when you read the history of the Nation of Islam, when they had the incident in 1972 in New York, they also had Lost Mounds out there. And the Lost Mounds wasn't as disciplined as the Muslims. The Lost Mounds was turning over cars, setting them on fire. They said that they heard, the witnesses said, the Lost Mounds said, we're not going to let them destroy the Muslims. So the national representative at that time stood on the top of a car, and he had a bullhorn. And he waved his hand and said, brothers, we got it from here. It's like, cool out. And the brothers stopped. All praise to Allah. And the brothers stopped. Because the power that any minister had in the nation, the messenger gave him that. And the messenger took it away from him too. All praise to Allah. But this is something that these Afrocentric African spirituality people don't like to admit. Because what they don't like is that you don't have no history of no white man nowhere kicking no Muslims around in the street. Them facts. When Marcus Garvey, we respect Marcus Garvey. We love Marcus Garvey for the hard work he did. He was a sincere brother. He did all he can for the black man. Them the facts. But the white man destroyed Marcus Garvey. That's the facts. All that Afrocentric stuff, all that panic, the white man destroyed it. They took Marcus Garvey and they deported Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey died with nothing. Them facts. But when the messenger died, they wrote articles saying he left an empire. That's the message. All praise to Allah. He left his followers with farmland. They had apartment buildings. They had tractor trailer trucks delivering goods all over the country. He had overseas trade. He had money he left them. He had everything he left them. Didn't no other leader do that. And that's what they hate. So every time they talk about Malcolm X, they try to take the credit away from the messenger and put it on one of these Afrocentric people, like John Henry Clark. John Henry Clark, and we're going to talk more about him and the rest of these Afrocentric cats. Because when they write their books, you think, and the thing that I hate about John Henry Clark, because we live in this old sympathizing nation of Islam. Ain't no way John Henry Clark, Chancellor Williams, and all these people supposed to be writing these books. Mud-wash the messenger and Muslims ain't got nothing to say. See, this is the new school nation of Islam. This ain't the Marjorie Hassan nation of Islam. The Rasool Muhammad and the Captain Joseph. Do the history on them brothers. They wouldn't let nobody talk about them. Nobody. Even when you talk about brothers, this brother told us a story. Now, should the brother have done it? No. Brothers shouldn't have done it. They said that they were soldiers. And a brother said something about the message. This brother punched that dude in the face and knocked him out. Should he have done it? No. He shouldn't have did that. He was wrong. The messenger told him, brothers, don't do that. But during the time of the messenger, you couldn't say what you wanted to say about the message. Them facts. Oh, praise to Allah. Yeah, you calm the brother down, but you still defend the message. Don't go that far, brother. You ain't got to hit him in the face. But you still keep that fighting spirit for the message. You still fight for the message, but don't hit him in the face. That's the only thing you did wrong, brother. But you keep that fighting spirit. That's how Muslim was doing. Oh, praise to Allah. That's how Muslim was doing the time of the message. This whole palsy-walsy stuff, this is whack. When you look at Islam during the time of the messenger, how FOI used to be, how MTT used to be, you couldn't say what you wanted to say about the messenger when he was alive. But, brothers and sisters, we don't want to prolong time. So I'll leave you as I came. Next to Islam, 3 words, peace of Allah. Khalil, hold a hand, please. I'd like to say in the name of Allah, came the personal master Quran Muhammad, truly God, we ever thank him. Bring up in our midst a divine evil teaching guide, and the person of Most High Elijah Muhammad. May peace and blessings from Almighty God, Allah, fill be upon him. Truly grateful on his coming. Master Quran coming. Muhammad's coming, and raising up among you, from among you and I to teach the guys. That's none other than the Most High Elijah Muhammad. It should be an honor and a privilege given to be here in this day and time, bearing witness that there's no God but Allah. He came in the person of Master Quran Muhammad, and the Most High Elijah Muhammad was the last and greatest messenger. You know, we are very fortunate. Those of us who heeded the call, those of us who accepted the teachings of the Most High Elijah Muhammad, because he has been calling over 44 years, the death took him away. But as believers, we're striving hard in our Lord's way to help continue the teachings and programs of the Most High Elijah Muhammad. The Most High Elijah Muhammad taught us. He said that it is prophesied that on that day of judgment, the angels will come and execute judgment on you for not believing and save those who do believe. Those of us who heeded the call, that's you and I. We will be saved, but we're not saved yet. Because it's not over with yet. You might have a long way to go yet. It might be over a few minutes, don't know. But as long as we have in our hearts true belief of the teachings of the Most High Elijah Muhammad, we're on the right path. And Allah strengthens us, and He's well able to protect you and I. So there's no need to fear no one. We are
Master Farad Muhammad. And it's very important that we stay focused on what we should be doing, because there's no time for you to, or me, to sit back and think we got a future in America. And there's no future in America. America is falling. So if we going to mix ourselves in that civilization as a future, or something that we can depend on in the future, with America, that's a lost cause. If we have something that we can depend on in the future, it should be Islam. It should be the nation of Islam under the guidance and leadership of the Most Honorable Muhammad. Praise be to Allah. You know, we're very blessed to have a messenger raised from among you and I to teach and guide us, and to have this great God who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad come all the way 9,000 miles seeking to save that was lost. And he found only one from among you and I to teach and guide us. That's none other than the Most Honorable Muhammad. And I've got down what he said. The messenger said that in this day and time, you see, Jesus had prophesied, as it was in the day of Noah, Abraham, and Lot, so it will be today. This is what Jesus had said. He said they were drinking, eating in that day. The message only mentions drinking and eating in that day. But in this day, they're drinking, they're eating, they're getting in marriage, they're fornicating, adultery, eating swine, lying, stealing, cheating, backbiting, smoking dope, reaping. The messenger said, that's not, they call it a good time, but he said it's a wicked time. And so if we see how blessed we are, following the teachings and guidance of the Most Honorable Muhammad, we're very lucky. Because there's no future in America. We should set our sight solely on Islam under the guidance and leadership of the Most Honorable Muhammad. You cannot go and prepare yourself for future in Christianity. When I say Christianity, this is civilization of North America, built upon Christianity, a slave-making religion, organized by white people to rule black people. And for you and I to set up some goal or some future event in America, like I said before, it's a lost cause. It's all for nothing. It's all for naught. We should set up a future in Islam under the guidance and leadership of the Most Honorable Muhammad, because we are a nation. We are a government. We're a righteous nation. And we're a righteous government. It's going to be built upon righteousness, not wickedness. We have to get ourselves in order to be able to see that day, if it please Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, true and living God. You know, so under Christianity, you say, well, I don't believe in Christianity. Well, but if you're in that society and you're doing what Christians do, you believe in Christianity. You're following and living in Christianity, because that's their way of life. So you living, you're believing in that religion, because you following that way of life. Islam and Christianity is different. It's just, you cannot even compare it. No way you compare it. And just to give you an example, when they say the dry bone of the valley, who is the dry bones of the valley? Top people. They are the dry bones of the valley. We were the dry bones of the valley before we was given the truth. Before we accepted the truth. It was dead. That's dry bones, they dead. And today they dead. So, what should our mind be? It should be help going after the dead. That should be the sole purpose. That was the sole purpose of the message mission. To save, well, the 17 million bringing back to the land, that's 17 million. At that time, it's over 20 million now. But that was his sole thing, to save us from the fire. Not to have something just to get us out of that fire that we were in. That was his mission, to go after us, and he did that. He didn't put nothing else in front of that. That was his sole mission. He was responsible for the delivery of the message. He didn't let nothing interfere or get in his way. And he did his job. And likewise with us, we shouldn't let nothing get in our way. Nothing. We should be solely focused on the dead. Praise be to Allah. That's the bottom line. And we can see that we are making progress with what we have. Allah is blessing us. And He's gonna, and we're gonna be the one. No doubt in my mind. The message of the United Nations can come and say, you will, as we will. It's what we want to do. If our hearts are right, Allah will bless us to be successful. He will bless us to be successful. And just to show you and me, we have to understand, we were lost. We were without knowledge of ourselves, our God, our religion, our culture. We were without that. But one man stood up with the help of Almighty God, Allah, who came to person of Master Prophet Muhammad. One man stood up. Never did he deviate. He showed us examples. For all the obstacles, whatever was in his way, he held fast. Regardless of what come up, he held fast. He didn't let nothing deter him from his mission, because he know he had Almighty God, Allah, backing him. And the message said, if you're with me 100%, Allah is with you 1,000%. He said, but if you deviate from me, he deviates from you. Try it if you like. You're like a blind man trying to feel his way in the dark. This is when we leave the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So we're going to have problems. He had problems. Honeycomb with hypocrites there in Chicago. But it didn't stop him. It didn't deter him. Allah was with him. And He's with us. As long as we keep it in His message out front. Regardless of what happened with anybody said, as long as we stay focused, He's with you now. So we have to stay focused. Look what happened when we talk about Christianity. Look at the other week. 300 nuns. These nuns, Christians, supposed to be followers of Jesus, molesting children. That's right. But you don't hear that. Don't be on the local news. You don't hear all that. See? These nuns in the Christian church abusing children. 300 of them. Where they got arrested. 300 nuns got arrested for abusing little bitty children. And look what happened before that. Priests. Molested over 1,000 children. Cases they got. Priests. The ones who say they believe in Jesus. The ones who say they believe in Mother Mary. Hail Mary, full of grace. These Christians. See? But what the message said? He said all that started in the church. He said all of it started right in the church. People don't know that. They don't know that they think Jesus is Lord. They don't know that. They don't know Honorable Elijah Muhammad was the last message of Allah. They don't know that. They wasn't taught that. But once they hear it, the message said, my job is just to get it to you. That's all I had, just to get it to you, so you don't have an excuse. Just to get it to you. I'm not here to force it on you. Just to get it to you. I did my job. That's our job. Just to get it to him. Just to get it. Just to get it to him. Put this in their hand. Just to get it to him. Let them read it. See? Read what the message said. What it say? Muhammad speak. That's the name of God. Get it to him. That's all we got to do. We did our job. Praise be to Allah who came to person Master Muhammad. So, we're very fortunate And if you look at all this, our people don't know this. They don't really understand. So we as believers, we must strive hard in our Lord's way. It's something here, brothers and sisters, because you can get caught up easy. See, Allah don't put us in hell. He gets us out of it.
Right.
He takes us out of it. Whatever hell you in, he'll take it out. He'll take you out of it. That's what you want. Whatever problem you have, he'll take it out of it. If it pleases him, he'll do it. See? So it's just we have to understand. I'm in hell. You put yourself in it.
Right.
So now I got to exit. I got to exit out of here. I need some help. Won't get me out of it. Allah. He helps you. He helps you. And I thank Allah, who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad. I've been in hell and hell else. You know, we live in hell.
That's right.
In hell in North America.
That's right.
But we still bring hell on ourselves while we in the hell in North America. That's something. We in hell. And it's not a good feeling. See, it ain't something that where you go. No, you living in it. You walking in it. See, these are the kind of things we have to understand that. So we're very fortunate that those of us who heeded the call, other words, who submitted to the Most High Muhammad's teachings, we could. You don't have to accept it. See, he said he did it not to force it on you, just to get it to us. Remember that. So we don't have an excuse. Our brothers and sisters, they see, well, it's hell, but they had a chance. They turned a blind eye. They stopped up their ears, closed their eyes. They had a chance, but they feeling and dancing like they got 1,000 years to go to mess up set. And we have a chance. We ain't got it made yet. No, that's something else coming, baby. What's what you think you at? We're going through. But if we hold on, we'll be the one. We got a lot yet probably to go through. We'll be the one. I wrote down something. See, it's like Allah warns us. And we know this is an angry world that we're living in. The messenger said. He said, Allah is aware of what we do. He is aware of what we do. But oftentimes, we neglect that saying. That he's aware of what we do. And we go on continuing to do what we do. It's very hard sometimes. You stay focused. It's hard sometimes. That's why we pray. You don't be right all the time. That's why we pray. But if the intention's there, if the good intention's there, we got to change. Look what the messenger said in I say they had a ride. When he was in the angry word, when he was talking about, he just was in the angry word. He said the rapid spread of evil over the people is a manifestation of what is in the world that is called Christianity. That is called in the world. Just say that is called Christianity. I ain't saying nothing about your religion. You believe in the world. As long as you're in the world of Christianity, you believe of Christianity. Because you satisfied with what's going on. You satisfied. You like, well, I don't drink, but you saying it's okay because you're in that civilization. In other words, you for that. You're not saying it, but you for that. You don't mind that. You go to the liquor store, whatever, you buy some weed. You may not smoke weed, but it's okay. You support it. You are in that society. So it don't make no difference. It's like a small here now. You go all out the city. It's like a small. You smell weed everywhere. Everywhere you smell weed. See? And our people is smoking. Cooking up their brain. See? And they think that's all right. That's death. He said, the great spread of both evil and filth is staggering. Staggering in the eyes of our God and the righteous. That don't mean we got halos over our heads. We're trying to be right. We're righteous when we're trying to be upright. This is one here. The Holy Command teaches us to fear a day when evil is spreading far and wide. To fear a day when evil is spreading far and wide. It didn't say, I wrote this down. Now, listen, remind me, this is what it said now. The Holy Command teaches us to fear a day when evil is spreading far and wide. It didn't say where. It didn't say where. When evil is spreading far and wide. So we know where it is. See in America. It didn't specify a certain place. It says where evil is spreading far and wide. Just like this is the Sodom, the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. This is the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah was an evil city, and it was destroyed. An earthquake. And America's going to be destroyed. The message taught us. See? So we have to understand what evil is spreading far and wide. You don't have to look real far. Just look in Washington. Look at the White House. Look at it. Thieves. Robbers. That's right. Money. Wealth. They kill for money. They cross you out for money. Look what they're doing. Evil spreading far and wide. Look what they're doing. Right there in that White House. At the top. Gangsters. What they are gangsters. Sell out their country. Traitors. What you think they think about us? Don't you realize that if that president could round you and I up, the black man up, you don't think he would do it? He would do it in the fifth of a cap. But he knows better. And if he don't know better, they will know better. You got to come through master around the hump, brother. That's what you got to come through. You got to come through God. You know you don't leave your thoughts to what you're thinking. See? So we don't worry to let them know. You see what he did to these people, these Mexicans. Don't you think that he ain't thinking it? That's right. Don't you think that had right crossed his mind? That's right. Crossed his mind. But they told him, hold on. I think you're going a little too far here now. That's the problem. I ain't going to tell you that. You don't do that because you took us all right now. These got a little chance. Think maybe, but those who want to do what's right, but man, don't do that because you bring the whole thing down. That's fair. The Holy Quran said, you know what I'm saying about that? Say, we throw it back, we're all in it. If I believe in Allah, I'll be with you, we're all in it, man. Oh, I'm not. No. So they know it. They know it. There's a God on our side. Remember that. We don't act a fool. We're not aggressive. But we have God on our side. And He's not with the aggressive. And He's well able to protect you and I from anything. See, well able to protect us. So we're very fortunate to be following the Most High Elijah Muhammad and that we heeded the call. See? But remember, Allah is aware of what we do. The message said there cannot be no judgment of people until this knowledge is given to the people. Cannot be a judgment. You have to have the knowledge before there can be a judgment of the people. And the message has been calling it vain over 44 years. A lot of them came in and left out. A lot of them came in and went back to the world. These kind of things. These things. So we have to pay attention. Message started with speaking for 400 years. We're very fortunate to be given a chance to show forth our light and to strive hard in Allah's way. Islam, you can't play with it because it'll burn you up. We don't make excuses. At least I don't. You can make excuses all you want. Don't do anything good. Because reality don't come one day and we see it. But I thank Almighty God Allah for being a merciful God. That He's well able to, He's so merciful. Because He knows us. And He's forgiven. There's one thing I like what the messenger said. I love that. When he said, lots of times, Allah gives us a warning. Gives us a warning. Wrong is wrong, I don't care what it is. Wrong is wrong. And the longer you go and the longer you continue to do things, the worse it gets. It gets worse by degrees. I heard a brother tell me once, this message, he said that when Allah forgives you, He said, you know it. Not you. Because you don't know what's happening inside of me. I don't know what's happening inside of you. I don't know what's happening inside of your head. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you did. But every tug sits on its own bottom. You got to go through the fire. I got to go through the fire. We all got to go through the fire. Some of us, we still going through the fire. You know what yet? We still going through the fire. Some fire. But Allah is merciful. And you don't know. You don't know. When He forgives you, you know. You'll feel it. You'll change. You'll feel it. You know when you're sick and you start taking medicine, whatever medicine you take, prayers in that too. That's a medicine. Whatever medicine that you take, you feel it effect. Nail them down the line. You feel it effect if it's working. You might need to take something strong. You might need to get some more. You might need to double the dose. You might need to double the prayer. You know it. Why? Because you start feeling better. You start feeling better inside. You start feeling better about yourself. Your confidence will build up. I'll show you. Give you that strength, that courage to overcome it. But you got to trust in it. You got to submit wholeheartedly. That's what we got to do. It's simple. Islam is truth. I thank him for his mercy. But all the time you just got to work hard. The Bogans said this to me something once. He said, Allah gets you. So he'll thick you with something. He will thick you with something. You come around. That's the power of it. And as time goes on, you don't know it. If you just wholeheartedly accept it. You know when things ain't going right with yourself. I don't tell you that, you might tell me. You know it. This is the resurrection. When self-accusers fear. When self-accusers self. Nobody else has to say nothing. Self-accusers accept that self-accusers fear. This is what we're living in. This is the day we live in. And it's no burden by burden of another. We're all going to live our own burden. Self-accuse yourself. The self-accuse fear. It's not going to lie to you. That's yourself telling you. Shape up. Let's ship out. Did I get it right? I'm going to be like Bush. But these kind of things, Islam is true, brothers and sisters. And I'm so thankful to Almighty God, Allah, for allowing me to be a follower of the Most High Muhammad. And I pray, Allah, that He see me worthy in His eyesight. All of us want to be worthy in the eyesight of Almighty God, Allah. Those who are most mindful of their duty is the most worthy one in the eyesight of Almighty God, Allah. Brother or sister. But Islam, it means peace. That's what we want to do. We want some peace. That's what Islam means, peace. So, a peace of mind and contentment. Money, good home, peace of mind and contentment. Friendships in all walks of life. That's heaven. And we get that while we live. So, we should be thankful that we heed the call. Because there's a lot of blessings yet in store for you and I. There's a lot of blessings in store for you and I. But it takes work. It takes hard work, dedication, and unity. That's what it takes, and that's what it's going to take for us to be successful. We have to work hard and strive hard in Allah's way. So I thank you. But this is what I have to say today. I thank you. And may Allah continue to bless all of us. Assalamu alaikum.
In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. All praises to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the beneficent, the merciful. So, Master, day of judgment in which we now live, the alone we serve, and alone teach when I am in aid. O Allah, guide us on the right path, and for those upon whom thou hast full thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. You get us not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness, None deserve to be served, worship, praise, besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Barab Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is our true servant and last apostle. I mean, Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone. We wouldn't have done it to ourselves, treat everybody right, even the devil. So I'm like,